Today, we're tackling one of the biggest debates in tabletop role playing games, and that's milestone leveling versus XP leveling. Which one keeps players more engaged? Which one keeps campaigns moving forward? And more important, English, most importantly, which one works better at the table? I've put both systems to the test in my own games, and today I'm going to share the results for that. But first, welcome back to Whispers from the Phylactery. I've been a game runner for 15 plus years, and I want to share my insights regarding game design, theory, philosophy, and monster lore and encounters. So, if that's your jam, then grab your dice, pour yourself a drink, and let's dive in. Let's start with the classic, what is XP leveling? XP leveling is straightforward, and it's the most commonly used in role-playing games. You defeat monsters, you earn XP. Every goblin, dragon, or gelatinous cube gives you a number of experience points that get tallied up until ding, you level up. Some systems also include smaller XP rewards for finding treasure, hidden secrets, or completing quests. The pros to XP leveling are they reward players for actively engaging in combat, and depending on the system, for actively engaging in other narrative aspects. They are easy to measure progress in. You can see the next level up is just a few more ticks away. And it feels satisfying to earn advancement through victories, through accomplishments. Human brains love that the number goes up, right? And being able to see that number go up as you play, it just feels a little progress bar, makes the brain happy. The cons to XP leveling are it does encourage the dreaded murder hobo playstyle. You just need one more dead critter, whether that's a goblin, a kobold, a bandit. Maybe that town guard is looking tasty for that whole 50 experience points. Another downside is downtime, exploration, and roleplay don't get rewarded equally, if they're rewarded at all. And this can definitely create a imbalance. And then number 3 is leveling pace can feel uneven, especially in story-heavy campaigns where there's not a lot of combat. If you're not using the XP from downtime or discovering secrets, you might go 7-8 sessions without anything happening or leveling up, and that can feel kind of bad. If you're really like, yeah, I love my levels, I need my levels, give me my levels. So let's take a look at the other side of the spectrum, and that is milestone leveling. Milestone leveling is basically the opposite approach, where instead of handing out XP for every action or every monster, the GM just says, after you finish this quest, after this big story beat, or after this arc, you level up. Here's the goal. The pros to this is it keeps progression tied to the story, not to random encounters, and I'm going to go kill that guy because I need experience and he looked at me funny. Number 2 is everyone levels together with no math is required, and the DM isn't having to balance encounters around different party members' levels. This one's a bit of a hybrid one where even in experience leveling, I generally give everyone the same experience anyway. If you missed a session, you get the experience, but that is a personal play style preference that would matter for your table. The third benefit or pro for milestone leveling is it encourages problem solving and story resolutions, not just combat resolutions. Where if you're going to get the same amount of experience, whether you fight the town guard or you talk to the mayor and get them to pull the town guard back, it offers more options that aren't just hit it with stick, make problem go away with big stick. Of course, milestone has its cons too. Milestone can feel arbitrary. When is the DM going to decide to give us a level? Like it might not happen, especially if the players are told when levels might be coming. Then it's just like, well, we're wandering on blind. Are we even doing the thing that's supposed to get us to the next level? Some players miss the sense of earning progress, Again, the human brain loves to watch the number tick upward. It's why incremental games are so fun and popular. Uh, and number three, if milestones are too far apart, you have the same problem with experience based leveling, which is leveling feels too slow. And if you're 6, 7, 8 sessions between level ups, that's a while. And if you're not going into the game with that in mind. So I've ran many campaigns, long and short, using both methods. I've done them with XP leveling, and I've done them with milestone leveling through a variety of systems. We've done D&D 3.5, D&D 4th, Pathfinder, D&D 5, Pathfinder 2nd Edition, Vampire the Masquerade, Star Wars Edge of Rebellion. Oh, those are the ones off the top of my head. I know I've done more. So what I've noticed is with XP leveling, my players have frequently become obsessed with squeezing XP from every encounter or every scenario. They've wanted to fight everything that could be fought, even things that couldn't be fought. It's created some fun chaos, but it slows the story down or sort of leads to ways of resolving plot points that feel rushed. And it's potentially dangerous if the party bites off more than they can chew and they refuse to acknowledge that things can go poorly for you. You are not the biggest fish in the pond. You are the biggest fish in the pond dealing with this issue. With milestone leveling, pacing has been cleaner. The story flows for me more naturally, and it doesn't revolve around as much of what do we kill next, point us in the next direction, who do we got to go and whack. It admittedly, words are difficult. Some players admitted that they felt less rewarded after a tough combat because there was no XP tally. And this is usually people that are coming over into mile-based leveling for the first time, uh, where that's nice. Do we get our XP? Do we get our level up? It's like, well, I'll let you know. But if you finish this arc, deal with this little mystery, then you get to level up. So there you go. So which system actually works? I mean, I have a preference towards milestone leveling, but honestly, with everything else to do with being a game runner or storyteller, it depends on the game that you're running. If your campaign is a combat focused dungeon crawling action story, XP leveling can keep the challenge loop feeling alive and fresh. There's always rumors of another treasure or another dungeon to claim after all. And it's like, man, we're 5 experience away. What if we go kill the rats in the basement? All right, well, it feels a bit forced. But I mean, we're here to fight, we're here to do the dungeon. So let's go do the next dungeon. If your campaign is story driven, then milestone leveling helps everyone focus on the narrative. Combat becomes less forced for the sake of combat and becomes a matter of if it fits the situation, so other activities like exploration and roleplay can take on a larger part of the spotlight. So, if it hasn't been at all clear, my personal preference when running games is milestone leveling. I like telling part of a story and wrapping up a plot point or a plot beat to advance characters. It takes away from the issue of being one encounter shy before or after the final boss and having to shoehorn in some random, well, here's a Goblin Scout party. Just shooing them in so that the players are the appropriate level before they go into this climactic fight. With milestone leveling, I can have fewer or more combat encounters than what the XP charts recommend, and the players might not notice as long as they're enjoying the story. Then it's like, oh, you actually only did 4 encounters instead of 6. You didn't have enough XP. It's like, no, you did the 4 encounters. That's what felt reasonable, and you resolved the plot, the climax of this section, and you've advanced to the next level. You've gained experience. Since my most important goals are players having fun with the stories that we're trying to tell. This mindset spills over from Dungeons and Dragons or Pathfinder into other role playing games without classes or levels. And it was initially brought on a lot by my forays into those and watching the live streams and the podcasts of games like Vampire the Masquerade, where they don't have levels, they don't have classes. You get experience points after every session, according to the default book. But I move away from that, where I tell a story beat. The story you'll take 5 or 6 sessions on average to tell the little story that I want to tell. It's part of the characters' lives, what's happening, and then at the end of that, I give out a chunk of experience and say you have this amount of time before the next story beat happens. What are your characters doing to advance themselves or their abilities in that time period? Are they studying? Are they practicing with their weapons? Are they looking into occult lore? Um, if it's Star Wars, are they improving their slicing ability or their hacking ability? Are they becoming a better mechanic, a better doctor? Are they tuning their weapons? And it gives a bit of narrative impulse to the character advancement that isn't just, I've hit a new level, I can do this thing now. Huzzah! Which D&D and Pathfinder kind of have an issue too, where it's like, yeah, in the background, I'm always practicing these things. That's how I can do it. But it always bugs me a little bit when it's like, yes, it's been 4 days, and these rag band group of heroes went from level 1 to level, well, they're level 20 now, and they have defeated the evil demon lord's plans. Like, where did these guys come from a week ago? And they just shot up in levels. It takes some finagling. I usually do it as like, oh yes, well, actually, you're absorbing the experience of the creatures that you fight, and so it's expanding your own experience. And we're just gonna stop asking questions. We're just making it work. It's a game. So I like shorter campaign arcs. Uh, getting back on it. If you want more information on how I prep my story beats that are smaller and condensed, so the story happens in 5 to 6 sessions, characters advance, on to the next thing, consider checking out this video here, somewhere in this region, or the link will be in the description below. So, I think I rambled enough there, and it is time for Alich's final thoughts. At the end of the day, XP systems are tools, or I guess leveling advancement systems are tools. Neither is inherently better, but one might fit your table's playstyle more. I know if I'm doing a mega dungeon, I want to use XP leveling. I don't want to use story-based leveling for a mega dungeon. Oh. So it really depends. And the main key here is talking with your players. Ask them what feels rewarding for them and choose the system that would make your games more fun for everyone. And of course, you have to remember that the game runner is a player too. That's something that people forget. But we're playing the game. We're here to have fun with our friends. Of course, if everyone's on the same page about that fun, that's better. So, thank you for joining me for today's discussion. If you'd like me to break down alternative XP systems used in other game systems, like Quest XP, Achievement XP, or even narrative-driven leveling, then let me know in the comments and I can expand on it further. But other than that, as always, like, comment, subscribe, and may your journeys be full of both monsters and treasure. So long, adventurers.